How about that cigar?
How about that cigar?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 141 of How About That Cigar Live. Thank you so much for joining us live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and for those of you listening on the audio podcast, thanks so much for listening while you drive down the road, work out, garden, whatever it is you do when you listen to your favorite audio podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. We are live in the Drew Estate Cigar Studios as always, and let's talk about the beautiful new 20-acre farm from Drew Estate, a complex and medium-bodied cigar. 20-acre farm is built using a velvety Ecuadorian Connecticut shade-grown wrapper, a sun-grown Habano binder, and a filler blend of Nicaraguan tobaccos from Esteli and Jalapa blended with the opulent and majestic Florida sun-grown leaf. Available to all premium cigar retailers nationwide, the ultra-premium 20-acre farm cigars are available in a beautiful 20-count box, introduced in a 6x52 Toro, 5¼ x 54 Robusto, and a 6x60 Gordito. For more information, please visit drewestate.com. So, once again, we are live in the Drew Estate Cigar Studios here in Minnesota. It was minus 15 when I woke up this morning. That's nice, brisk. You know, it's a little brisk. Garrett had a little bit of a travel snafu on his way to Ohio today, but you arrived safely, and that's what matters. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. Yeah, being stuck on a tarmac for 4 hours is. So that's a first for me. I understand that's a thing, and I'm just hoping Delta makes it right.
I would have low expectations if I were you. Not because of Delta, just because of airlines in general. They got you where you paid to go, and that's probably going to be the end of it. I don't think, I would love to see you get some sort of payback, but don't hold your breath.
I don't like that.
So tell us about the shop that you're in right now, Garrett.
Dude, so new shop, new owner in, damn it, I forget the city I'm in. I'm outside of Columbus, just north of Columbus, Ohio.
I'll pull it up. You texted it to me. I'll pull it up.
It is Casa Aficionado, and Patricia is she's been in cigars for some time now, fell in love with cigars in the industry a handful of years ago and worked her way up the ladder. She's managed some things and opened up her own shop, and the humidor is really impressive. And this lounge, 2-story house with some VIP action. I am in the chess room.
Yeah, we can see that. You've got a board all set up.
I do.
Who's winning?
So I know this was one of the boards that I studied the most when I played competitively, and the winner of this. Let's do this. If anybody can tell me what game this is, I'll send you treats.
Okay, I like that.
Super specific.
I like that. So just really briefly before we bring on our special guest of the evening, the Vikings fired everybody today. Everybody got fired.
Thank you.
So, and it was probably time for the Vikings to fire their coach and their general manager. And of course, as we all know, when a new coach and general manager come in, pretty much everybody else goes too. So it'll be interesting to see who they bring in. It is showing up on a lot of, NFL wonks out there who seem to know what they're talking about, are saying that as far as the vacancies go in the NFL for head coaches, the Vikings position seems to be the most attractive. So, really? Yeah, a lot of the analysts are saying that it's the best place for a head coach to land because of what they have in place currently on their roster. And current contract statuses and things like that. So we'll see.
I like it.
And the Packers lost to the Lions, but we only played the starters for the first 15 minutes or something like that. 20 minutes maybe. But we didn't really need the win. We had already had the first round bye and home field advantage. So basically, we get to play whoever the lowest seeded winner is at the end of the wild card round is who will play in divisional round. And the Wild are finally winning hockey games again. I don't know if you saw the game yesterday. Very strange, very weird win. We ended up winning because we tied the game because the other team scored an own goal. So they scored for us to get it tied up, and then we won in a shootout, overtime. So yeah, good times.
Fun times. I'll take it.
Yeah. So let's get right to our special guest of the evening. And as always on How About That Cigar Live, special guests of the program are brought to you by Corona Cigar Company and coronacigar.com, the internet's largest and easiest to use virtual cigar store. Corona Cigar Company offers you the finest handmade cigars, humidors, and cigar accessories at the absolute lowest possible price. You'll also find unique and limited cigars containing Florida sun-grown tobacco. As a proud American, president and founder of Corona Cigar Company, Mr. Jeff Borshowitz believed it was possible to bring cigar tobacco farming back to Florida. At Corona Cigar Company and coronacigar.com, you'll find the best selection anywhere in the world of cigars containing this special Florida sun-grown tobacco. If you live in Florida or are just visiting, be sure to visit any of the great Corona Cigar locations in downtown Orlando, Sand Lake, Lake Mary, and also the Davidoff of Geneva Lounge in Tampa. For more info on all of that, please visit coronacigar.com and floridasungrown.com. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please, welcome back to How About That Cigar Live, this time episode 141 from Smoke Inn, Honest Abe Dababneh. Welcome back to the show, brother.
What's up, fellas?
What is up,
brother?
We
are good. How are you?
I am doing great. Had a great weekend.
Good.
Back to the grind today. Saw Garrett was almost stuck on a plane. I wasn't sure he was going to be here. Nice to see you made it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so
we're glad Garrett made it. Definitely.
Yeah, that was not fun. I don't recommend being stuck on a tarmac for several hours.
Oh, and by the way, I did, while I was waiting for the show to come on, I did Google it. Deplane is an actual word. I wasn't really sure.
Deplane, yeah. It's a word.
It just sounds awkward. Please.
It does sound awkward.
Yes.
It does sound, the word deplane sounds awkward. It sounds like the word means that you're removing a plane from your body.
It's
like
just weird.
Like devane.
Deplane, actual word.
Yeah. So Abe, post-Christmas, tell us about what Smoke Inn typically does this time of year. I know you're getting ready for the Great Smoke and all of that, but what does this time of year look like for you guys?
Pretty much the Great Smoke.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it really is. I mean, my family and my wife barely see me this time of year every February. Dear friends and family kind of don't even communicate with me. It's a hard time. It's a very stressful time for me, and unfortunately, that stress kind of trickles downhill too to my team. So, it doesn't seem to get easier. It really, really doesn't. And part of that's on us. We're constantly looking to change and always looking to make it different or somehow making it a different event in some form or fashion every year for the people who come every year. So, yeah, I mean, this is pretty much it. This is for us is like the home stretch. This is like where there's no time left for anything. Anything is not under the fire or completed or done. It's in the frying pan at this point. And
yeah,
we've been a few people down as far as staff. Thank God no one's really getting majorly sick. No one's being hospitalized, but everybody's kind of getting the bug. And, it's kind of taking its turn around the team. So it's just added extra pressure. But we like pressure, and we kind of operate well under pressure. But, yeah, pretty much The Great Smoke kind of really, you could say it's all year long because there's always the ideas and stuff you think about. Then the grind officially starts in August, but it's kind of like a stress-free grind. All right, time to send out the invitation to the manufacturers and start compiling the list. And, in November, you really start working on it. And in December, you got retail in December, but you can't not stop working on it. But after New Year hits or whatever, I mean, that's it. That's kind of what we're all enveloped in, getting all the details done. So that's pretty much every January and February for our team.
Yeah. And we definitely want to dive into all the great details about the Great Smoke. But before we go any further, we have to join the cigar world in echoing best wishes to you on your 50th birthday.
Thank you.
So everybody out there, raise a glass. Cheers to Abe, brother. Congrats on joining the 50 club. I joined not long ago myself, and it's a great club to be a member of.
I'm not really a big birthday guy. I kind of always joke that, at 21 you could celebrate, maybe at 25 because your car insurance rates go down. But after that, there's not really a celebratory thing in a birthday. And I've kind of never been it. I threw my own party once at 30. And it really was because I had just moved to Florida for a few years and had a big party. But my wife really insisted on doing this. And I tell you what, she blew me away. Her and Stephanie, who works for us, they put on one hell of a shindig. It was really, really cool. It was nice. And I got to see a lot of friends I hadn't seen in a long time. A lot of people from the industry came out. It was really nice. It was a good time. And, I got to admit, even though I kind of really didn't want a birthday party, I was kind of against it. I ain't gonna lie. It was really nice. It was really a great weekend. So thanks to everybody out there who wished me happy birthday, well wishes, and anybody who came down and then spent Saturday night with us at Smoke Inn. They literally converted the whole shop like into this Moroccan street market. It was pretty wild. Yeah, it was very cool. Yeah, it was a cool.
That's awesome. Very cool.
Who started that joke? I don't know if it was
Happy Birthday, Abe.
Yeah,
Risty Riavetsky.
That doesn't shock me.
He just kind of did it like every month. Happy birthday, Abe. And then I would get all these messages and birthday wishes.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's funny because that died down and it's been about a year. You guys probably just revitalized it.
We might have. I hope not.
Yeah.
I don't want to put that on you where you're getting birthday messages every day. That went on
for a while. That went on for almost 7-8 months.
Yeah.
And that's so annoying telling people it's not really my birthday.
Yeah, it's not.
All day long.
I love it.
Well, let's dive into, some of the details of the Great Smoke, because going back to last year, because obviously it was such a, everybody had to, regardless of what kind of business they were in, everybody had to shift and make different choices and changes to the way they did business and the way they communicated with customers and things like that. And the Great Smoke was always, an opportunity for Smoke Inn and you and your team and, some of these brand owners who have become like family to get together and just really put on a big bash for the fans. And then of course, you've got to be locked down and got to be separated from everybody. So you guys really reinvented things last year. And this year it's going to be a really fun mix of both, where there's going to be the in-person bash and still have the virtual piece on top of it. So, which I think is super exciting. And I know so many people who are excited about it. So give us a little walkthrough on what it's going to look like for the people who are in person and what it's going to look like for the people who are attending the party virtually.
So, 2021, without a doubt, was a very interesting year, especially for us. And, we were very proud in how we pulled off the digital experience, as we called it, a straight virtual event, because, virtual events, they're not exciting. Just by the nature, you're not there, and it's hard to pull something off. And, look, we're cigar people. We're in the cigar industry. We're not television production people and broadcast people at the end of the day. I mean, we have a little experience with our KMA Talk Radio, but nothing to the level of what we attempted. So to pull off what we did in 2021 with the digital experience, with a 7.5 hour of really television quality broadcast, was very, very cool. And we were very proud of it. And we just got inundated with a lot of emails. I mean, our intention from day one, even when we conceptualized doing it digitally, we were going to go back to a live event as soon as we can. But we just got inundated with so many emails from people saying, please don't, we hope you continue to do it virtually, because we can never participate in these multi-eventer events because there's not one near us, and we can't take 3-4 days off of work to go fly out somewhere and do it. So that was one of the things we kind of decided early on, is how do we incorporate doing the live event and doing it digitally again. And there was a lot of logistical issues to overcome, and we kind of overcame them all as far as figuring out a way on how it would work. Now we just hope, especially when you do something technical, that it does work. So there's going to be a live event, just like there normal is, people who will come down. And I'm going to tell you something, the production this year is stupid. I mean, we got 2 volcanoes, we got fire dancers, we got drum players, we got the hula girls. I mean, it's going to be in a very luau style format. So the people that will come there be live, but actually on site, attached to the building where we're having it, they're building a little mini studio where Michael Herklotz is coming down once again to kind of be the virtual Great Smoke host.
Yeah.
And that's where he'll sit and have like 5 or 6 interviews with manufacturers who have made something special for TGS, and talk to them about that. And I think there might be 2 other pieces. Still working on the production timeline for Michael. But unlike last year, where it was like 7.5 hours and a straight set in production, Michael will be going back and forth to 2 correspondents on the event area. Kim Keeney's coming back again, and Paul DeGracco from KMA Talk Radio will be our floor correspondent. So Michael will be incorporating what's going on live in the virtual side. So what we really hope to do is, if you're home watching it virtually, is not just to give you a special sense of these interviews or things that'll be broadcast, but to incorporate the live event, so you kind of feel like you're there if you're home watching it. So that was a challenge, and it is a challenge. It still is a challenge. I mean, we've never done something like this, and even the production company, talking about having 2 remote cameras that are wireless that can walk around with 2 co-hosts. I mean, but after our experience with this, we're working with the same people we worked with last year. Last year I freaked out like 100 times. Literally, I freaked out. I'm like, man, you guys aren't communicating with me. This thing's like a couple months away, and for them, like a couple months away, I might as well said it was like 4 years away. They're worried about next week's gig, but they're professionals, and that's how they do it. So I'm not as nervous about it, the production side of it, but it should be really, really interesting. And I believe once again we're going to pull off another historically epic event with this virtual live broadcast. I have no doubts about the people who are coming there live. I know they're going to have the time of their lives. It's going to be a stellar event. I believe you guys are coming down. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, sir.
Okay,
with bells on.
Is this your first Great Smoke?
First Great Smoke, okay. Yes.
You guys picked a doozy. So guys like you are actually physically coming to the event. I ain't worried about it at all. I think you guys will be blown away. You guys are going to have one hell of an experience. Our goal is focusing on how do we make it just as exciting as possible, as interactive as possible for the people at home, so they feel like they're participating. And I think we got a good plan for it. So there were some logistical issues. So one of the things we incorporated in digital Great Smoke, which, nothing like that had been done. So since there's not going to be nothing physically going on exciting, what can we do to create some excitement? So one of the first things we did was reached out to manufacturers to see who would make something special. And we had a crazy lineup from Pete Johnson, Steve Saka, Terrence Riley, Nick Perdomo, Rocky Patel, and Carlito Fuente, who all made us something really special. So that caused a lot of excitement. In fact, so much that I think that incorporating special great smoke releases will be part of the formula moving forward as well, not just it being digitally. So, and that's one of the things that we do. We see things that create the right kind of excitement in the consumers and something people love and get excited about, and we try to incorporate. So I think moving forward, that's going to be one of them. But one of the logistical issues is, these are always limited products to make for the great smoke. How do we sell this? So, we did everything event day last year, which crashed the site all day long. So to alleviate that problem, we made more this year of every one. So we hope that more people who really want it would get the opportunity and wouldn't sell out in 5 minutes, 10 minutes like it did last year. So that was one of the things. But once again, this is limited. How do we sell it to people who are actually physically there and people who are at home all over the country? So we solved that problem by kind of scheduling these little pre-releases throughout the months leading up to the Great Smoke, which has kind of worked out very well. So whether you're coming live on February 26th or you're going to be watching at home, if you've already bought your ticket, you have access to these limited releases. And there's a special TGS store that we build every year now for the virtual people. That store is open and already exists. If you have your Great Smoke ticket, whether virtually or not, you can access the store. And these TGS releases exist in there until they're gone. So the first one was with Aganorsa. The second one we had was with Steve Saka, which was on December 29th, where he released his Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust EX78. And now we have one actually scheduled for this Wednesday, the third release, which is a really cool project because it was more than just a TGS release. The Dojo guys had, one of their many releases was Sarsaparilla. There it is, was Sarsaparilla. And, Eric and the guys at Espinosa released it kind of like in regular production, and it was a big hit, and everybody couldn't wait to get their hands on some. Well, this is a Connecticut version of that cigar that's going to be made only for the Great Smoke in this format, this Toro format. I don't know if they have future plans on releasing it in a regular form, in the regular Sarsaparilla format down the road, but this Toro format and this Connecticut version, 500 of these were made for the Great Smoke. We will have a virtual event this Wednesday, 7 p.m., where we will, during the show, we will release the load and people could be the first in the country to order these. And these ship right away. So the TGS release is kind of nice because you don't even have to wait for the Great Smoke. If you order them, you get them in advance. All the other products have landed, and this will be updated and on our TGS store, like I said, during the broadcast, which will start at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Eric Espinosa and his team will be on, I believe. And the Dojo, Eric will be on, Eric Gutterson, from Cigar Dojo. I call him Gutterson forever. Eric Gutterson will be on from Cigar Dojo. We'll talk about this little creative project that has come to fruition and has become a TGS release. So I'm excited about it.
That's awesome. Oh, we're getting that going. It'll probably go away on its own after a minute, but because I haven't been talking for a while because we're letting Abe talk. See, the echo already went away. And this, I was very excited when I heard about this. Actually, just for now, mute Abe just for a second because it may be coming from there. And so we'll turn your mic back on, I promise. But I was super excited about this because I've been a Dojo fan, part of Cigar Dojo. I've had my login and everything member on the app going back to like 2014 or something like that, and absolutely fell in love with the original Sarsaparilla release, and then the second one, and then when they made it full production, I think it was maybe a year and a half ago they made it full production, and it's out there at shops and stuff like that. And then when I saw this Connecticut one, I was like, basically, like that meme, take my money, and I'm so excited for this release. And it's cool the way I like the way you're doing that you get a little early chance to get your hands on some, and then there's also going to be some available if there's still some available on the day of the Great Smoke itself, which I think is fantastic. And these brand owners, like Espinosa and some other brands you already mentioned, Aganorsa, they are brands that really understand the value of these events and these relationships with the consumers, and getting products out there that are just kind of new and fun and exciting, and they're like you said, someday it may become a regular release, but for now it's like there is something exciting about getting your hands on that first bundle that's got that Great Smoke logo on the package, that you can smoke and enjoy and share. And then, maybe, who knows, it could be 5-10 years from now, they're like, oh, let's release that to the public, in a regular production. And you're like, well, yeah, but I still got some of those from back in the Great Smoke, if you remember when. So that's kind of, it's kind of fun to have those products out there like that.
Coming up with stuff that's exciting is part of the process. And I don't think anybody saw Diet Sarsaparilla coming. So when we heard
I didn't see it coming at all, and I think it's a great idea.
So when we heard that that's what they wanted to do, we were blown away. Like, absolutely, we'd love to have that. And, as the poor guys over at Espinosa Cigars have been around for a while and done. Everything comes down to packaging. And I know Eric called me today. They couldn't get this brown paper. So they end up, I think the final packaging is going to be white paper, and they are packing it today and tomorrow as they speak, because they need to get it to us by Thursday morning so we can start shipping.
Oh yeah,
and I'm even excited about the next two releases, which we don't talk about the other ones until we finish the prior one. But this pre-event day, like mini events, is kind of cool for a multitude of reasons. One is, we saw last year. Because, on top of these releases, which this is the second year we've done this, part of the Great Smoke is there's always major event day sale, right?
Yeah.
We deep discount the participating manufacturers, and all these manufacturers come with some really cool swag, and we do giveaways. So we realized last year, man, there was a lot of people who got like multiple TGS releases, then took advantage of some of the promotions and sales. It was a big ticket, spend for a lot of people. So we like the idea of kind of spreading this out over 3 months. So, people who really would want more than one of these releases can kind of maybe afford it and spread it out instead of getting all jammed up in one day. Yeah. It also helped drive ticket sales earlier, because if you want to be able to participate in these releases, you have to have your ticket to get in the store. So that's helped us out a lot, in getting the ticket sales out earlier and planning that out. And it kind of just keeps the excitement going on for months prior to the event. So we kind of really liked how this turned out.
Well, and Quentin's got a good question. He says, does that make more or less stress because you're doing these mini events? I would guess it's more stress, because it's just more things along the way. But what do you think?
The mini events are really informal. We get the manufacturer on. We talk a little bit about the project. It's really, really not a lot of work. And I think it's a lot less stressful than trying to get everybody and try to do it the day of the event, because that would have been a nightmare. And plus, the people who bought tickets early are getting rewarded, because there's still a lot of tickets left, and they'll all go. They'll all go, but now you're only competing with the people who got the tickets, unlike last year when we did an event day where you were competing with everybody who got the ticket. So the people who get it early on, the first couple ones, it's been very easy to get the product if they want it. And there's been no complaining like there was last year. I missed out. And I think because of it's only limited to when you get your ticket. A lot of it, not only do we up the production, but a lot of it's been available because, like I said, it's not the whole 2,000 people who are shopping, because a lot of people still haven't gotten their tickets. And most of that's always live attendees, because they always wait till the last minute. It's just the nature of the beast. You will sell the majority of your live tickets literally the 3 or 4 weeks before the event. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I think maybe even more so now, because like I'm going to a couple live concerts in March, and that's normally that's not really that far off, but there's still tons and tons of tickets available for these shows I'm going to in March. And I think because of COVID, I think there's a lot of people that are either not going still to live events, or they're waiting until late.
COVID is always been on the radar of things to be concerned about. I mean, look, we live in Florida, so it's always been pretty kind of looser compared to the rest of the country since last October. But live ticket sales are double ahead of last year, so I don't think people are really getting deterred from coming to the event because of it. And it's a lot of space, and it typically is an outdoor venue, so um, you know, it's just one of these things of the world that we live in. But we had reached out to the fairgrounds. I think it was last maybe November or September or October maybe, because we were starting to get concerns whether this was a possibility, and they're like they're not closing the fairgrounds for anything at this point. They have stuff booked well and beyond our event, and they pretty much said no, we won't be canceling events, so that wasn't a concern of us. And as long as we had the venue, and like I said, by doing it virtually as well, that option was there for those people who were concerned. So we felt if live ticket sales for whatever reason were dying out, which they're not, we could have slotted more. I mean, we only have a certain number of packages, so our virtual tickets sold out way faster than we expected, which was kind of rough because people who were finding out about these TGS releases, if they weren't able to come live, couldn't get a virtual ticket. So
yeah,
the first week of January, we looked at where our ticket sales are, and we shaved off as many tickets as we thought we really could without hurting that portion of the event, and we put up more virtual tickets. But when these are gone, they're gone. There will not be any more virtual tickets.
Yeah.
So we put up another block of virtual tickets because people who can't come live aren't going to have a chance to get this release that we're doing tomorrow or the next two. So we really wanted to kind of find a way to at least, so if somebody gets like, oh, I didn't hear about this. Oh, how do I get this? Oh, I got to come live to get a ticket. And then that guy wouldn't have had a chance. So we really shaved off as many more as we could of the live ticket events, and we slid it over to virtual last week.
Yeah. Well, and I appreciate that. And I know so many people do, giving as many people as possible a chance to participate, because the cigar community is it's really a kind of a relationship and gathering based community. And, even with virtual events, you want to give as many people as possible a chance to participate. And we really appreciate the fact that there are more spots available. And we want to also bring up the fact that for this broadcast that we're doing right now, here on Facebook and YouTube, for those of you watching, and we're going to keep this going until Friday morning. We are actually going to, Abe has been very generous, and we are going to give away a virtual ticket to the Great Smoke through this broadcast right now. So all of those of you who are commenting, and we're going to keep it open, and I'm going to keep sharing it for the next few days. Friday morning, we're going to pick a winner. Anybody who comments on Facebook or YouTube until the winner is chosen on Friday morning is going to have a chance to get one of those virtual tickets to the Great Smoke. And like I said, we're going to continue to share it. And although we know that everybody wants, they're like, oh, hey, the fewer people that comment, the better chance I have of winning. But we know as cigar smokers, as part of the cigar community, we want everybody to have a chance. So guys, really do your best. Share this out with as many people as in the cigar community. Share it with your cigar groups that you're part of, just so that we want people to have a chance to be a part of this Great Smoke online, this virtual event. So, Abe, thank you for that. We can't thank you enough.
No, absolutely. And look, what's cool is, even if you've already gotten your ticket and you win one, let me tell you something. This package, not only is the production of what we're doing, this package that we put in for this last luau themed Great Smoke is literally the most epic, amazing package in all the 16 years of Great Smoke. There it is. It's literally over a $450 value. The cigars alone, the 40 cigars, if you go to thegreatsmoke.com and you hit details, it lists the 40 cigars. I believe that's almost a $365 or $70 value just in the cigars, right? And then you get the official hat, the official shirt, the cutter, the shot glass, the lei, the ashtray, the drawstring bag, the lanyard, and Drew Estate even threw in, they made these awesome spray paint cans that are actually torch lighters. That's all included. That's what you get in the virtual package, which is $165. That's your like ticket to the event. So I mean, this is a crazy, stupid package deal, and it's literally it has to be the most best value for the money of anything sold all year by anybody in this industry. I mean, I could say that pretty much confidently. It's really
yeah, it's really incredible when you look at all the stuff that people are able to get their hands on, and and again, going back to it's fun sometimes to get your hands on exclusive stuff. It really is, and this is another one of those things that goes. This is beyond exclusive stuff. I mean, this is a one-time only deal, and for people to have a chance to participate in something like this, and get all the great, fantastic premium cigars and the swag, and then be able to go online and see everything that's going on at the Great Smoke. Such a cool thing.
And I think every great package should always come with a lei.
Well, listen, I gotta tell you, we did the Great Smoke for 13 years without doing a theme, right? So in year 14, we accidentally came up with the idea to do it this disco themed concept, right? And in trying to come up with ways to make it feel new and genuine and something like for the first time of year, theming this event was the best thing we could have ever done, because the year we did the whole disco thing, it really stood out. It felt like people were coming dressed. Some weren't, but it really put a touch of the event like this was the first time it was going on. It didn't feel like anything we'd done before. And I'm telling you, with what we're doing with the last luau this year, like we were talking about before, we got volcanoes, we got drum players, fire dancers, hula dancers. It's going to be a major, major production. So theming the event has really opened the door for us in creatively making each year now really stand out on its own. We already know what the theme for 2023 is, and we're excited about that one. So,
do you have Maori guys coming out to do the?
I have a event person that we work with for the Great Smoke, and we have like some shows. I don't know if that's what they're doing, but there are dancers. There are male dancers and fire dancers. So I don't know what exactly is going on to date. Actually, the timeline for the production is something on my block this week to finalize. So it's funny, I tell you, when I work at home, but I bought it home because we have the it's not that one, that's the sales sheet. We have the tentative timeline of what needs to be broadcast with Michael. So I have the list of the entertainers, and I'm hoping to finalize that this week.
Now I have to ask, is there any shot, do we have a chance of seeing Honest Abe do a hula dance?
I could confidently tell you no.
Oh,
confidently tell you no.
I'm hoping you change your mind before the event's over.
You know what? I'm going to tell you. I mean, look, I really wouldn't mind doing it if I had time to actually learn it. So, I don't know. Maybe if these girls get there early enough and I do a little skip, maybe. But I could confidently say that it's just a matter of timing. I don't see that happening.
Okay. I can understand that. We might be able to entice you. I don't know. We'll see.
Plan on that.
So really briefly, before we get into
I think we have a better shot of getting Quentin Thor to do it.
Oh, that's guaranteed. There's we don't even have to like try hard to get that to happen.
Yeah, Tony, there's not enough grass in the state to make a grass skirt for me. Sorry, buddy. Not happening.
So Really briefly before we get into Numero de los Muertos, I want to just touch on, because we're just starting out 2022. Obviously, Great Smoke is the biggest thing on your mind right now and will be for the next couple months. But just as you're doing the little things outside of Great Smoke, just for smoking in general to keep everything running, and you've got the new warehouse still and all that's still going. As you look at 2022 from just a general perspective of the cigar industry as a whole, what are you hoping for, and what are you seeing on the horizon for the industry as a whole?
I'm really hoping that a lot of the production stuff. I'm really hoping a lot of the production stuff normalizes, and it really kind of has been. I've seen that in Horizon, where stuff is becoming more available, but the manufacturers are still going through labor issues. There's still filler issues. There's production issues. So that's going to be really imperative. Hopefully to level off more in 2022. A lot of what we do is, in my organization, whether it was our Advent campaign, our Advent calendar, I'm going to tell you something. I guess I could say it, because Padron was in it. They had to piecemeal me cigars, 100 here and 100 there.
Yeah.
And, had our stuff all been on time and we started packaging it, we wouldn't have had all their cigars. I mean, their final batch of 100 came end of October, maybe beginning of November, and we were supposed to start selling it the first week of October. So, and Great Smoke, we would have loved to have made more packages than we did this year, because we knew adding the virtual component was going to open the door up for a lot of other consumers and aficionados across the country, but guys couldn't commit to more cigars.
Yeah. No, and that's understandable, and we've heard from a number of different manufacturers over the last year that because one of the things cigar smokers, especially when we start to put out things like trade show coverage and things like that, everybody always wants to know what's new. And so many of the manufacturers are saying, look, we know that you guys want new stuff, and we understand that and we appreciate it. But our goal is to maintain the relationships we have with our retailers. And that means getting our regular production product out and making sure that it's the same blends, quality cigars, good draw, good construction. And the new stuff for right now is going to have to wait.
I don't think the consumers really are that concerned with the new stuff. I think a lot of them are happy to get some of the cigars they just loved and haven't been able to get. But I don't think any of the real legitimate, long-term, respectable manufacturers are going to be cutting corners to get product out. I think that lesson's been learned many times. Alan Rubin, my dear friend, has told the story many times about what happened with him with Prensado, where they got caught trying to do that and to meet demand. But I think everybody in this industry who's been in the game and understands it has a respect for not changing the product to meet demand. And I could tell you from a retailer, it's the case, because a lot of people just don't have product, and they'll just tell you, we expect it here, we expect it there. But yeah, the last 18 months has been an unprecedented amount of back orders and shortages. But it is what it is. And look, it's not just our industry, it's everything. Right. Cadillac called me because my car lease is coming up in August, and they said if they want to have a car when my lease is up, I need to place an order for one now. I had to do that Saturday. And it's 9 months away.
Unreal.
Yeah. So it's the state of the world, 2022, but thank God there are a lot of manufacturers making good product.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care what you smoke or what you like. You could find something to enjoy. May not be the regular cigar you like or whatever. But there's a lot of people. There's so many more companies today than 10, 15, 20 years ago that are making exceptionally good cigars. So what's available to us today, I mean, no one in the consumer market should really be crying. You could find something to enjoy.
Yeah, that's really true. In a way, it gives a lot of cigar smokers who are sort of, like you said, stuck in their ways and have been on that same brand or blend or size for the last 10 years. It gives us a chance and almost sort of gives us a little friendly, forcing to branch out a little bit and try something a little bit different, a little bit newer, a brand that, maybe the blend is similar. You get, because if you get good tobacconists like Smoke Inn or other tobacconists who know when they can recommend a blend that's similar, that's still going to satisfy a customer who's been saying smoking, X cigar for, the last 15 years, if they aren't as available as they used to be, then take this opportunity to take a little bit of a chance, branch out, try something different.
I really think the consumers or aficionados who don't do that really are missing out on what's really the most enjoyable about the passion, the hobby, as you call it, of enjoying cigars. I have a wine collection actually over there in the room. I have my favorites, but I love collecting different wines because half of it's half the fun is finding something you haven't had before and saying, okay, this is good. I like this. It's why we go to different restaurants. It's why we look for the new restaurant in town to try something new. That's part of what's fun in enjoying cigars. And it's our key pillar principle of why we started our Cigar of the Month Club and the way we do it. Cigars of the Month clubs have been around forever. Ours is by far probably one of the newer versions. We're coming up on year 3 right now in June. But one of the things and why we started is, look, the main thing I kind of saw being on social media and whatever is no one was ever really excited about their Cigar of the Month Club. It was really kind of talk. If you ever saw somebody talking about Cigar of the Month Club on social media, it was always in a negative fashion.
Yeah.
And that was the standard 3 years ago. I mean, really, somebody said, I've been a member of this club. This club sucks. I get the same cigars or whatever. And that's kind of what we saw. And I'm like, I don't know why it's that way. So we were determined to really start a Cigar of the Month Club where we wouldn't do what was traditionally done. It wasn't going to be, we weren't going to use our own inventory. We weren't going to use it to close out brands. We weren't going to use it to buy cheap stuff. We really were just going to say, look, these are 5 cigars we want to highlight this month that we think our consumers and fans would like. And we're going to put them out there at a price that would be a substantial savings. Because, and like, if you look at many of the clubs, one people don't know about is our Cigar of the Month Club, we limit you to 1 per person.
Right.
We don't want you to have 5 memberships because our Cigar of the Month Club isn't, hey, let's get stuff on sale. That's what we have sales for. This is, when you come to work for us at Smoke Inn, my employees pay cost. I don't need to profit my employees because I want them to learn about the product. I want them to smoke as much stuff as they can. Yep. So it's not about making money on my staff. You just pay what I pay. I don't get it for free. If I grab a stick, I pay for it. You pay what I pay. Yeah. And most of them are very happy with that. And it's kind of what we incorporate in our Cigar of the Month Club, because to be able to experiment and try stuff, we figured you shouldn't have to pay full retail. So that's the kind of real beauty of a good Cigar of the Month Club or any kind of cigar club is you're going to get 5 premium cigars. You may not like them all. You may like some of them, but you didn't pay full price for the experimentation and the experience of trying new things. And one of the coolest things that we get out of that, and I get it all the time, our messages is, I would have never bought this cigar. I found it in your club and I love it. And that's kind of what should be going on all around the cigar industry, right? Like we're talking about, this is the fun thing is to try stuff. So if you are that consumer who's stuck on that brand and you're waiting for your local brick and mortar or whoever you buy from to get it back in, try something. Talk to your tobacconist, email the company you're buying from, ask them what they can recommend, because that's really the fun part about what we do, what we enjoy. And that's just how we look at it.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you this: the people that will say, these online retailers and doing Cigar of the Month are taking business away from the local brick and mortars. What would your response be to that? Because I don't think a lot of people realize, if it's you or Jeff or anybody else, brick and mortar is kind of the heart of what you guys do first, right? So what would your response to that be?
So look, as someone who started out with 900 square foot store, one store, I've literally seen every level from being about as small as you can get. A 900 square foot store is nothing to where we're at today. So, and I've had to deal with it. So, this theory about, and I hear it all the time, support your local brick and mortar, support your local brick and mortar. Well, I am brick and mortar, born brick and mortar. In fact, I've been brick and mortar longer to date than we've actually had an online store. So the thing I say is, if the brick and mortar is doing stuff right, then they really don't have to worry about it. No one's got to go out there and preach doing brick and mortar.
Yeah.
I've seen it just on the retail level. We've expanded our business. You got to go. Are you guys still getting an echo from me?
No,
I think it's good now.
Okay, you did get it to work. Thank you so much. I was trying to get my AirPods to work because I saw you guys were getting an echo and I couldn't get it to work. So my wife's been sitting next to me. There she is.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
she got it to work. So I'm thinking that might have killed the echo you guys were having. So I hope this sounds better.
Echo's all gone now.
Thank you, babe. Save the day. I was trying to do it while I was interviewing with you guys, and I just couldn't do it. I texted her, like, "Can you come out here and help me?" She got it working. So I'm sorry, brick and mortar. So so I was there. I was there when consumers would come in with a Cigars International catalog or whatever, and it was funny because they would come to the brick and mortar to buy the singles and try stuff, but then go buy boxes somewhere else sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And there's always going to be that. But I trust me when I tell you, if you're running your brick and mortar right and you're listening to your customers and you're getting the brands, look, you guys travel the country, First off, you got half the guys who don't know how to manage your inventory and refuse to stock their humidor. If there's one thing that I will tell you that has been a key to my success from day one, you've never walked into a smoking location that didn't have inventory flowing through the roof.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have it, you can't sell it. So, you could say support brick and mortars, whatever, but if the guy's not doing what he needs to do, there's nothing you could do to support a guy. And I travel the country, I go into cigar shops, and half the thing I say to myself sometimes when I walk in is, oh my God, how does this guy stay in business? Because half of them are either they mismanage their money or they don't know how to buy inventory or they're too afraid to buy inventory.
Yeah.
I get asked a lot of advice from guys who want to get in the business, and 99% of the time they're always underfunded in how much they plan on what they need to start the business. But if I've told everybody, if you're afraid to buy, don't get in retail.
Yeah.
I mean, really don't, because the value of the money in the bank is worthless today more than ever. You're better off having product.
Yes.
So most of the guys in the brick and mortar who are very successful, whether they have an online presence or not, is because they're doing it right. They know how to service their customers. A guy like me can never compete with a guy who knows Bob, who walks in his store every day, But let's face it, there's a lot of bad brick and mortar people out there. And even worse, there's a lot of bad even internet people out there.
Yeah.
So that's where Smoke Inn and companies like Smoke Inn will thrive, because we really try to treat everybody like they're not a customer number, And that's one of the reasons why we started our social Facebook group, because, man, I've been able to interact with thousands and thousands of people like they're in my store every day. And it's hard because as you get bigger, to keep that interpersonal relationship and that connectivity becomes harder, but we're committed to it because that's what we love. We love interacting and dealing with the people. I kind of enjoy when we have crazy people who just, want to fight with me, and it's like, I find it, 30, I mean, I'm 50 now, so literally 30 plus years of being in some sort of retail. And I find it humorous at this point, some of these people who get all worked up.
Yeah.
As a guy who really, like I said, who's come from pure brick and mortar and from the smallest level, we did not start out big. There's always a way to service your people. And if you service your people, they won't go somewhere else. That's what, look, retail's one of the roughest games. It really is. Thank God we deal with a product that it's kept right, doesn't perish, because that becomes a whole other animal when you're dealing with products that are perishable or go bad. But no, I mean, I look, what I try to urge everybody, whoever you end up shopping with, because this is how I live my life, deal with people who just don't find a way to take money from you. There are people, and we're one of them, and there's a lot of other guys who really invest in putting experiences back for you, the ultimate consumer. They will think of ways to creatively make things exciting, whether it be events, whether it be promotions, whether it be projects, because at the end of the day, we're working to give back, right? Yeah. I mean, we want to create this thing that people want and enjoy. And there's a handful of people, whether it's your local brick and mortar, whether it's online, they're really committed to give back to the consumer base. Those are the people you should really spend your money with. Yes. Guys who are just going to these major things who no one knows their name, and all they're doing is sending 8,000 emails a day. You get nothing back from them at the end of the day. And you look, there's an ask for every seat. If that's your stick, that's your stick. But I think the people who find businesses and companies to work with and interact with and spend their hard-earned money with and get treated right have a whole different level of enjoying this hobby and this experience than the people who just don't care and will spend their money anywhere based on what the lowest possible price point they can get something for.
Yeah, that's very well put. So Garrett, do you think that it's time?
I think so.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
All right. It is now time for this week's Numero de los Muertos. And ironically, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, Numero de los Muertos is brought to us by our friends at Smoke Inn. All right. Episode 141, Numero de los Muertos. Garrett, what do you have for us this week?
This week is it's kind of creepy. 30 on average, 20-year average. 30 people a year die from this in the U.S.
On average, 30 people die a year from this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In the U.S.
Yeah.
In the U.S., 30 people die. Is it an activity?
No.
Is it job related?
It is not.
Is it an accidental?
It is.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't classify it as an accident.
Okay. Right, that was an odd question now that I think about it. I mean, I think every death on some level is accidental, other than a death sentence. So I guess, that doesn't really.
It's not playing chess. It's not swallowing spiders. It's not haunted houses. It's not a pig roast.
How do they guess before they ask enough questions?
Dude, I know.
It's like, let's narrow it down a little bit, people.
Yeah. It might be retrohaling, but it's not.
Yeah. Retro. Yeah. That's just for Garrett.
It's not work related, right?
Correct.
We said that. Is it an activity?
Mm-mm.
It's not activity. Okay.
Does this take place on land or water?
Land. It is not falling out of trees.
Is it disease or infectious related?
It is.
Is it a bite from an animal?
Yes.
Spider bites.
No. Garrett, yes.
It's a bite from an animal. Snake bites?
Insects? So there's some kind of insect. Garrett said insects.
It's not spite. Don't say mosquitoes.
Mm-mm. No, that's in the millions.
All right. Well, death from mosquitoes in the millions?
Hundreds of thousands.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Malaria.
So it's only 30 a year. It's a spider bite.
Not
Red
spider.
ant? Red ants?
Not red ants. Not bees.
Death hornets?
Not hornets.
Okay, does the insect fly?
No.
Okay, so does it have 6 legs?
Yes.
Centipedes.
No, centipedes, they have 100 legs. What are you talking about?
Oh, sorry.
Just narrow it down. 6 legs. 6 legs. Horse flies.
Not horseflies. Not roaches. Those have wings.
Okay, we said it doesn't fly. That's right.
Doesn't.
Oh, it does. It does not fly, and
Gotta remember your own
it has
questions.
six legs, not 8
ladybugs.
legs. So it's not a spider.
Cockroaches. Not bed bugs.
Oh, Luciano, is it scorpions?
Ooh, no, they have 8 legs. They're
That's a
arachnid.
great guess, though.
Yeah, it is. Garrett for the win.
Is it ticks?
Ticks, specifically deer ticks.
Oh, Lyme disease.
So about 30 people a year go untreated for tick bite, and the Lyme disease progresses. And if you're not treated in some form within the first week, your chances of survival go down quick.
Really?
Yeah.
Good to know. Ticks.
And was there any? I mean, I assume we're mostly talking Midwest and Southern Midwest.
Correct.
I would guess, because ticks aren't really in the desert. They're not really in ultra tropical climates.
Oh, Greg, you had to, right?
Yeah, all the tick jokes are coming now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, ticks. Interesting. All right.
Like clockwork, we had to know the tick jokes were coming.
I tell you what, when you think about this, I'm always surprised because you're like, oh no, how can anyone get what this answer is going to be? It's so vague. 30 people, but people get to it. We get to the answer pretty quick. Yeah, we always get there. I'm always surprised.
Yeah. No, that was a good one. You guys did a really good.
Because I asked the right questions.
Asked the right
That's right. That's right.
Hey,
Abe
your
asked the right questions.
Are what got us there.
My kids and I play this game when we carpool, when we car ride on vacation. We love this game.
Love it. And
Gotta
we
ask
love
the right
that you're the
questions.
sponsor of the show.
I mean, we don't do the Diosto, death thing, but we do it's a person, place, or thing,
Right.
and
Yeah, like 20, just regular old 20 questions.
20 questions. Yeah, you got to ask the right questions, narrow it down.
Yeah,
That was great.
good stuff. So that was this week's Numero de los Muertos. All right, so let's jump into, and I had to dig and find I've got some fun new lightning round questions. So let's jump into the lightning round. The lightning round is brought to us by our friends at LM Cigars. They've been offering extraordinary cigars at an exceptional value since 1876. On top of premium cigars, LM offers deals on many accessories such as lighters, cutters, and humidors from the biggest brands in the industry at prices that can't be beaten. If you're an avid smoker or just starting out, LM has a cigar that will suit your needs. They have everything from value to premium, flavored and unflavored, from Nicaragua to the United States. Their extensive selection offers an option for every type of cigar enthusiast. For more information, please visit lmcigars.com and follow them on Facebook and Instagram at LM Cigars. And don't forget, we have a brand new LM Cigars giveaway live on howaboutthatcigar.com right now. So go there and enter that giveaway as well for a lovely prize package, including a humidor, porcelain ashtray, and a beautiful 2-blade cigar guillotine cutter. And thank you for that. So some new lightning round questions, Abe.
Yes,
and Garrett's going to love these questions because Garrett hasn't even heard these questions yet.
Ooh.
All right. So Abe, the zombie apocalypse is coming. Who are the 3 cigar industry people that you want on your team?
Okay, so you have to clarify the question here. Is it on my team to defend me against the zombie apocalypse, or on my team so I have cigars to smoke during the zombie apocalypse?
That's very good clarification, and I'm going to say survival, strictly survival.
Survival. Okay, this is a good question. Survival. Okay.
Quentin, he's not going to take you.
No, this is cigar industry
Quentin's going
people.
to take me. No, sorry, Q. That's not.
Actually,
No.
maybe you take Q and throw him as fodder if needed.
Because you don't have to outrun the zombie. You just have to outrun the slowest guy.
That's right.
I'm going to probably say Eric Espinosa will be one of them. I think Nick Perdomo will be one, man. He's like a badass. He's like ripped lately. And he looks better.
Yeah, he's been
better.
working out.
Yeah, he's looking better now than he ever did, you know. And I'm going with guys who I know who I know are pretty comfortable with firearms at this point.
And guys who have big collections of firearms. Yeah.
Yes, that's kind of.
We're missing a big one.
Hold on, I'm going. And probably just out of sheer experience, Matt Booth.
Yes. Yeah.
You know,
he's got experience with heavy armaments.
Yes, I mean, I'm sure I probably missed some other great candidates, but those are the 3 that come to my mind off the top of my head.
I like it. All right. So Garrett, you had a recommendation.
Now, if it was a fashion show, I would have put Michael Herklotz on there right away.
Well, yeah.
But zombie apocalypse, he didn't make the cut.
All right. I'm going Boofy. I'm going Skip Martin.
He does have a big collection of guns.
I know, but he's too out of shape.
He's getting in shape. Last couple
is he? I haven't followed him or anything. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I'm too out of shape. I'm too out of shape for a zombie apocalypse. So I mean, but if I was picking, people, I want people who I think are in shape.
Yeah.
And then Dean Parsons.
Oh, Dean's.
Yeah, he's a badass. Absolutely. Yeah.
Dean Parsons would just parasail above all of them. he would just windsurf above all of it.
Okay, so Abe, you're at a bar and they have karaoke going on, and you are required to get up and sing a song. What song do you pick?
This is easy because I just talked about this. Where did I talk about this? I talked about this somewhere. It's easy. I only can karaoke if I've been forced to karaoke a few times. And there's only one person I can karaoke. It's Johnny Cash. And my go-to song is Ring of Fire. That's pretty much it. But I could do Folsom or Walk the Line. But yeah, I mean, Johnny Cash is kind of like almost the depth of my ability of singing that, tone. That's about it.
That's a great, and you've got that low voice that goes.
That's why.
With Johnny Cash
That's
songs.
why.
Yeah, that's
right.
perfect. All right, so you can, and I'm going to qualify this first with, you cannot choose cigars. Assume that cigars you already have as much as you need. So you can have an unlimited supply of one thing for the rest of your life. What is it?
I mean, for consumption, for use, is there just no? I mean,
Anything, an unlimited supply of one thing.
Cottage cheese.
That is so gross. I'm just thinking about what an unlimited supply of cottage cheese even looks like. That's so gross. That's a tough question. It really is. An unlimited supply. I'm trying to think of a intelligent answer, but it doesn't seem like there really isn't. I mean, cottage cheese may be the highlight of the cancer here.
Well, an unlimited supply of cottage cheese. What that looks like is the dumpster behind the liposuction clinic.
Seriously, it really is. Seriously.
Oh, Luciano says wine. That's a great answer.
Yeah.
You know what? That's probably one of the best answers I heard of.
Yeah.
Because we are always running out of wine. Yeah. I'm gonna steal Luciano's wine.
I like that.
I like it too.
So let's jump into this week's Notable Smokable. And as always, Notable Smokables are brought to us by our friends at Ace Prime Cigars. Notable cigars, notable passion, notable purpose. So again, each week on Notable Smokables, we name a cigar that is notable to us. It could be something that's been on the market for decades that we just revisited for the first time in a while, or it could be something brand new that we have just smoked for the first time ever. So Abe, is there something that you've smoked recently that really caught your attention?
Yeah. It's funny. I'm gonna say this. Actually, I smoked it about 2 weeks ago. I don't know if it's really up for sale online. I should look for almost before I say it. But we had ordered something at the trade show, and I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't even know the full story behind it. But this literally was so weird because what happened was we were walking in the warehouse, and it is available online. Look at that. So they got it up. I was walking the warehouse doing ordering, and I came across this box. I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, oh yeah, we ordered at the trade show. Well, it came in. We had never had it before. It was sitting in the warehouse. Nobody even put it up on the web. And it's this weird limited release from La Polina called Accutron.
Accutron. I've never
never
even heard of it.
I went to finding the weirdest cigar that you guys didn't even hear of. But that I'm going to show you a picture. But that's how strange it was. That's what the box looks like.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, it was a very limited release, and we ordered it at the PCA. They told us a little bit about it, but we forgot all about it. They came in and put it up. So I said, I got to try one of these. It was a really good cigar. It was
nice.
a really, really good cigar.
Sounds like a software company.
Well, didn't there used to be a watch brand called Accutron, or was that just something made up for a movie?
It might have something to do with them. I'm trying to read up on it now. Well, that's why. This was made at El Titan de Bronze.
Oh, okay.
I love the stuff coming out. I love the stuff coming out of there.
Oh yeah, they make great cigars there. Nice.
Yeah, I'm reading the copy. I'm pretty sure somebody in my team made this up at the last minute because I got to find out more about this cigar. But that was an odd one that I smoked that I really, like I said, we ordered it, forgot all about it, saw it there. I'm like, what is this? And we smoked it. It was extremely, extremely enjoyable. And now that I know it was made at El Titan de Bronze, I know why, because Sandy Kobas makes some great stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And Chad has a good question. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What was your 50th birthday cigar?
We had our own 50th birthday cigars that were banded, which I got handed a lot of nice cigars, but I smoked a couple of those. And if you want me to tell you what it was, I couldn't tell you because we used a lot of our connoisseur blends that were made exclusively for our shops. left over because we didn't have to take bands off, where we banded them up and we gave them away. So we gave away about 300-400 cigars that night, but there were different sizes and different blends, and I enjoyed most of them that came in. So it was a really good way to treat it. But that's what I had.
Very cool. Garrett, what was your notable this week? What is that? That is, I still can't
Fuente.
tell what that is.
It looks like a Fuente logo, no?
It's the Don Carlos Edición de Aniversario.
Nice. Very nice. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, come on. It's yeah, that's probably a great cigar. I know that I've had one of those in the tubo, but it's been a few years.
So good.
Nice. Mine was actually, my notable this week was actually a brand, again, going back to what Abe said, it's a brand that I have never heard of before. And, you know, I like to think that I keep up with stuff going on in the cigar industry, but so our friend Raul from Sodi's Cigar and Pipe, he says, hey, I'm going to give you this cigar, and have you ever tried this? And I looked at the band and I was like, I've never even heard of that before. And he said, I want you to try it because we're thinking about bringing them in the shop here. So the brand is called Hooten and Young. And
okay. I thought I had the winner, but now you may have had the winner.
Well, it's I was like, Hooten and Young, who the hell is that? And they have a number of different blends. This particular blend that I smoked first was called the Overlord. And I have to be honest, I think it's a very good cigar. And so thank you, Raul, for that one and introducing me to a new brand. I think it's so cool to find new brands sometimes. And Hooten and Young. And I'm going to have to, I don't know if they're going to be at TPE. We'll be there in a couple of weeks. If they're there, we'll meet them and find out what they're all about. But cool designs on their branding, and nice blend that I tried called the Overlord. So you never know what you're going to find. There's always stuff out there that you've never heard of.
Have you guys been to TPE before, or is this your first year?
This will be our second time at TPE.
Okay, so you've been there before.
Yeah. So that was
Accutron.
Yeah, we'll be definitely looking for Accutron. Well, we can find it on smokein.com.
It was like I said, it was a weird thing, and it's funny. It sat there for months before we realized no one put this up online.
Yeah. So that was this week's Notable Smokable, brought to you by Ace Prime. Improving lives through fine cigars. Visit aceprime.com to learn more. So, just to give our viewers and listeners of what we have, give an idea of what we have coming up in the next few weeks. Next Monday night on the 17th, we have Mickey Pegg from All Saints Cigars. And then the following Monday on the 24th, we have Miguel Shodell from Crown Heads for, he's been on the show quite a bit. So this is, and we love talking to Miguel. And then actually just a few days after the 24th, we will be live in Las Vegas covering the TPE trade show from the 26th through the 28th, live at the Las Vegas Convention Center. And just give our viewers a reminder, guys, you still have a chance to win a virtual ticket to the Great Smoke 2022. Abe, thank you so much for being on episode 141. We appreciate you so much.
Yeah, really, thanks for having me. I tell you what, your two guests, we just bought in All Saints Cigars, doing very, very well. Very happy for Mickey Pegg. He's an old friend, been around forever. And we have just been dealing with Miguel from Crown Heads, and very excited about some of the projects and stuff he's been working with us, and looking forward to a more exciting year with Crown Heads in 2022. So two cool new guests who we've just recently gotten more involved with. So very cool. And thanks for having me again, guys. I love your show. Wish you guys a happy, healthy new year. All the best in 22. And looking forward to seeing you guys in person in 6 weeks.
Absolutely. Yeah, very much looking forward to visiting with you and the whole team there at Smoke Inn, and seeing so many of our friends from the cigar industry at the Great Smoke. For our viewers and listeners, I will be in touch with you guys. I'm going to keep sharing this out. Garrett and Justin will as well, to make sure as many people as possible get a chance to win this great virtual ticket to the Great Smoke.
It could be a live ticket if they're local.
So if you guys
if
are
somebody
local,
wants to go live or they want to come in town, they could choose. It could either be live or virtual. It's their
Okay.
choice when you give it away. You just got to let me know.
absolutely, and when we pick the winner, we'll ask them what their choice is and go from there and let you know, Abe. For our viewers and listeners, please be sure. One of the things we are so grateful to you guys for, obviously, is watching the show, listening to the show. But take just a second, if you would, make sure that you like the Facebook page, and because it really helps us know how many people we're reaching. And make sure that when you watch us on YouTube, just subscribe to the YouTube channel, because again, we want to know how many people we're reaching and ways that we can reach as many people as possible, because we're excited. We get to have so many cool people from the cigar industry on to tell stories, and we love to learn from them. And the more people we can reach with those stories, the better. So, continue to make sure we know who's watching and listening as you go along with us. Thank you so much. If you listen on the audio podcast, man, our audio podcast numbers are through the roof, and we are grateful to each and every one of you for that, because our numbers in 2021 were 85% higher than they were in 2020 for audio podcast listeners. So, and that's because of you guys. So we are just beyond grateful for that.
And before, sorry to cut you off, Abe, if you could just detail out what is the difference between if a person chooses a virtual versus an in-person, what do they get?
Nothing. Same package.
Okay.
The difference is you'll just be there in person to experience it.
Got it.
And if you choose a virtual one, you'll be at the comfort of wherever you're going to be at, your own home, your friend's garage, and watching it. You both get the exact same cigar package. The difference is if you're coming live, you'll get yours the day of the event. If you're getting it virtual, we start shipping them to you the first week of February. And you will have access to the TGS store, which everybody at the event has access to, but they really don't need it because the product will be there and they can just get it right away. But the only difference is whether you want to come and experience it in person or enjoy it from the comfort of wherever you're most comfortable.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right on. So guys, make sure to stay with us for the coming weeks. We have great stuff coming up. As always, make sure if you have questions for Garrett or myself, if there's a cigar that you want to learn more about, if there's somebody from the industry you want us to have on the show, just send us an email at howaboutthatcigar.com, and we will do everything we can to make that happen. And if you have any other questions for us, you can leave those as well. Make sure to follow us on all social media at HBT Cigar. And of course, as always, until we see you guys next time, burn cigars,
not bridges.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.